Morning everyone. It is Thursday morning. I missed a day. I've definitely had a head cold, put it that way. And no, I'm not having mac and cheese for breakfast. I am technically having mac and cheese for breakfast, but it's Huel mac and cheese, so it's nutritionally balanced, and it's the only one of their hot meals that I actually like. I've been having it for breakfast nearly every single day for about 3 months now. It is actually helping me function through the day, so I'm not complaining. This has now become my go-to breakfast. I have definitely had a head cold over the last couple of days. Tuesday I was really bad. I was really bad on Tuesday. The pain behind my eyes was unreal. It was actually quite dangerous for me to drive. I only just finished my job on Tuesday. Yesterday I did feel better, but I was having a lot of difficulty breathing in my nose, and also my throat felt like razors the entire day. I necked a couple of Lemsips through the day, one in the morning, one in the evening, and that did help quite a lot. Unfortunately, I ran out of Lemsips, so I've not been able to have one this morning, so I'm feeling groggy as hell again. And because I was feeling ill, I wanted to rest and recover, and I also wanted to get a bit of video editing done, so I took yesterday as a second rest day to try and recover from this illness, as well as get some video editing done. But I don't want to take too many days off rest days just because I've got a bit of a cold, because the rest days will help, extra sleep will help, eating nutrient balanced foods. Like, I've got an apple here that's been sat on my desk for 2 days that I've still not eaten. I keep looking at it going, I'll eat that today, and then I never get hungry enough to actually eat it. So I've made myself a honey and lemon tea this morning to try, and it's literally lemon juice with a teaspoon of honey and hot water, just to try and replicate Lemsip, but without paracetamol, just to try and get me through the day, because my sinuses are so sore. Like, between the back of my throat back here all the way up to the back of my nose is just itchy and scratchy and dry, and it's so annoying. But because I've already had 2 days rest from this head cold thing, which, to be fair, one day was a genuine day's rest, so that wasn't too bad, but because I've already had Wednesday off to recover from this, I do want to get a bit of training done today. It is a gorgeous day and a not so gorgeous day at the same time today. The sky is blue in patches, but there's a lot of dark grey clouds, and there is chance of rain today, so even though the sun's out, there's not going to be much opportunity for me to actually train outside today, unless I wanted to do a bit of skipping. So I'm going to go to work because I'm already late. It's already 10:10. I should have left 10 minutes ago, and I'm still eating breakfast because I had a lie-in this morning. That was another thing that annoyed me this morning. I woke up at 6:30 this morning. Normally, like naturally, I just woke up at 6:30, like, oh yeah, I'm fully refreshed, blah, blah, blah. Also because of the dryness in my throat, because it was getting difficult to breathe. But I woke up at 6:30 without any issues, and I got up, I contemplated getting dressed, and I looked at Jason, and he was still snoozing away. I looked at the clock. The alarm's going to go off in half an hour. I really fancy just a nice cuddle for the next half an hour before I actually have to wake up. So I got back into bed, snuggled up to Jason, and basically cuddled him with the intention of getting up when the alarm went off. The alarm went off. I fell back to sleep, and I slept through all the alarms, and I didn't get up until 9:15 approximately. Maybe even 8:55. I'm running a bit late today because of that. But I've got an easy day. I've got a quiet day, so I'm hoping that I'll be able to get home on time today. And then once I get home, throw myself straight into my mobility training. And then after mobility training, just see how I feel. If I feel like that's enough, then that's enough. If I feel like I need to do more, then I might do a bit of calisthenics. I'm just going to see how I feel based on the fact that I'm not technically well. As a minimum, I'm going to do my mobility training and maybe some stretching. But first, I need to go walk the dogs. So let's go walk the dogs. So now out with the dogs. I've got 3 of the dogs with me this morning. We have Enzo, we have Harpies, we have Desies, being very good boys. Go on. Right in the head. And something interesting I found out today, or at least I think it's interesting, because Jason had a health check today as well, like I did a couple of weeks ago. Turns out he's also perfectly healthy. However, he also has high cholesterol, which is fascinating to me, because Jason is one of the healthiest people I know. It's like he's got one of the healthiest diets known to man. His food is 60% vegetables and protein. He eats carbs, but he doesn't eat that many carbs. He doesn't eat a lot of sugar. He doesn't eat a lot of desserts or cakes or anything like that. He doesn't eat fish. Like, he'll have fish from a chippy maybe once or twice, but he doesn't actually eat fish because the fish affects his stomach the same way beef and milk affect my stomach, or in a similar manner. Fish makes him physically sick. There's something about it he just can't physically eat. But I just find it interesting that someone with such a healthy diet, anyone will tell you Jason has a very healthy diet. He must eat 7 or 8
types of fruit and veg a day. He always has some sort of chicken, and I mean like fresh chicken, not processed chicken. Fresh chicken breasts. He'll have gammon steak, or he'll have like a couple of sausages, and that's his protein source. His protein source is all non-processed meat, with the exception of sausages. Sausages are technically somewhat processed, but not in the same way that hot dogs are. And yet he, who has a very, very physically active and tiring job, like he must burn 3,000 calories a day easily doing his job, because the amount of heavy lifting, stand-up paddleboarding, kayaking and stuff that he does on a daily basis. So he's got a very, very active job, more active than me, and yet he's also got high cholesterol, which is weird because he's not overweight. He's not overweight in the slightest. It's like he does have a healthy layer of body fat, but he's also mostly muscle. He is a lot of muscle under that little body. His endurance is out of this world. He's done so many half marathons in preparation for this marathon that he's doing in April. But like I was saying, I don't really understand how Jason has high cholesterol, because he doesn't have any oily or fatty foods, particularly in his diet. He doesn't really have any oily foods or fatty foods at all in his diet when you actually look at it. So I'm not too sure how he's got high cholesterol, because he's not overweight, he's not got an unhealthy level of body fat, he doesn't have a lot of fats or oils in his diet. It's like, how has this boy got high cholesterol? It makes no sense. So it is quite fascinating really when you think about it that way, because we don't know what's causing his. I also am as well, with the exception of my obvious inflammatory bowel disease and all the side effects and everything that comes with it. I'm also perfectly healthy with the exception of high cholesterol. Partially, crackers. I am partially wondering whether or not our age is a factor in the high cholesterol, or whether or not we don't do enough strength training in order to burn off more fat than needed. It's hard to say. It's really hard to say, because you just don't know. Like, how does a very healthy person have high cholesterol? And like I said, like, not referring to myself there, referring to Jason. I just don't understand it. And now my second group walk of the day, all being very good doggies as usual. And something I actually forgot to mention, or something that just crossed my mind, should I say, in the last 5 seconds, is obviously I said the other day that I've got some new walking boots because my current pair are tattered and battered, but the new walking boots were not barefoot because I couldn't afford a pair of new barefoot shoes at the moment. I'm back in my barefoots. That didn't last long. I'm back in my barefoot shoes already, because as much as I do love my new walking boots and they are super comfy, I really don't like not being able to feel the ground when I'm on the walk with the dogs. In just a few days of wearing those walking boots, I've nearly twisted my ankle about 5 times just from like uneven surfaces. And I walk on uneven surfaces a lot when I walk the dogs. It is quite handy wearing barefoot shoes, being able to feel the ground and being able to adjust to that uneven surface without the risk of twisting my ankle. Because to this day, with the exception of my ankles getting swollen and sore when trying to run in barefoot shoes, walking in barefoot shoes, I have not yet twisted my ankle once. And literally within the first day of wearing my new walking boots that are non-barefoot, I almost twisted my ankle. In the very first day. Oh dear, I don't know. So instead, I'm back in my tatty old barefoots until I can hopefully afford some new ones.
I'm now home. I don't know what the hell I've done. It happened about halfway through the day. I started getting a bit of tightness in my left, what's it called? Hip flexor. And I don't know what's caused this tightness, but it genuinely feels like I've pulled a muscle or I've got a trapped nerve of some form, because it is painful. It is really tight, it's really sore, and the longer I sit down, the worse it gets. I think I'm going to struggle to do my mobility tonight. However, I don't want to do nothing, because if anything, I want to stretch this muscle out slightly to try and move it around a bit and work out where the tightness is and what's causing it, and see if I can't unjam it, because it literally just feels like I've got an air bubble trapped between my joint right now, or like I really want to just pop it. Do you know when people crack the knuckles and stuff like that? I kind of want to do that with my hip, but I don't know how for the position that it's in. I don't want to do nothing tonight because I've already had 2 days rest and I am feeling a little bit better from my cold. Not 100% by any means, but I still feel better. So what I'm going to do instead is I'm going to put a vlog on, or maybe some music, and I'm just going to do a flow or movement. I'm just going to let my body tell me where it wants to move and how it wants to move and what it wants to do. I think I've done this before and it really, really helped me, and it made me feel better. It made me feel good. That's what I'm going to do today. I'm going to basically just do a very basic start to a warm up, and then just let my body do whatever it wants. Right, so I've done something, I've done some movement, and I feel a bit better for listening to a bit of music and having a bit of dance at the same time. What I want to do now is actually I want to find a challenge on TikTok and give it a go. At the same time, I also want to do some calisthenics training because I've been watching Paulina Roquette, who went from complete beginner like me to what feels like a calisthenics pro in the space of 6 months. Probably not pro, but she got to do a damn lot. Like, she advanced so quickly, and to be fair, she does have a gymnastics background and she is half my weight, if not less. It's not surprising that she was able to progress pretty quickly because of that, like with the gymnastics background and also the fact that she is already of a smaller body size. But she has inspired me to really push and try and do something tonight, even if it's only upper body based with the tightness that I'm having in my left hip. That was annoyingly perfectly timed on my hips part. So I'm going to try and find a TikTok for me to try and do, and then I'm going to do some calisthenics training. I actually can't find a challenge on TikTok I want to do, which is really annoying. But this is also quite common because majority of challenges that are available on TikTok are for more advanced people, and I am anything but advanced. So I'm just going to do some more calisthenics stuff. In fact, what's hybrid calisthenics got ready for me today? Let's have a look. I'm basically warmed up. Pull-ups and jackknife squats today. I really can't be bothered with either of those. Well, I can be bothered with the horizontal pull-ups. I cannot be bothered with the jackknife squats. I think I'm just going to do what I used to do, which is what I refer to as the calisthenics foundations, which every calisthenics YouTuber and athlete preaches, which is the push-up training, the squats training, tricep dips, pull-ups and chin-ups, stuff like that. I'm just going to go back to doing that because that was how I progressed the best, and just see how I get on. See how many of these I can still do. I'll get at least 5. Four. I got 4. Thank God my knees are cracking then. That's 5 of each exercise done. I'm going to stop there for the night just because I am aching in all sorts of ways. It's like that wrist, my wrist here still hasn't 100% healed from the fall I had over a month ago, which is starting to worry me that it's still, I can't really put too much weight on it, or I can't put weight on it in a certain direction because of pain. This wrist is also hurting today. Like I said, my left hip flexor has got a lot of tightness and a lot of pain in it today. I don't know what the hell I've done to it at work. So yeah, I'm just gonna take that as I've done something. I've done something, and that's better than nothing. Oh, I've not done any handstand practice. I'm gonna do some handstand practice first. There we are, that's my training for today. It might not be much, but at least I can say I've done something today, which is better than nothing at all.